record on the cloud. Then I got to live stream to Facebook, right? Yeah, is that what we're doing here? Okay, hang on. Please hold. Are we live streaming? Cheryl, can you give me a thumbs up? We're live streaming to global community, right? Yes. Okay, cool. All right, guys, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Sweet. Okay, welcome everyone. This is so exciting. The last time we did this event, I only do this twice a year. The last time we did this event was about 6 months ago, and I was in Amsterdam, and it was like at 2 in the morning. Like I started it at 2 in the morning, and I like went hard for 3 hours, and I was like exhausted. I slept like a baby that night, and then I missed my flight in the morning. So thankfully, I'm in San Diego. It's normal time, and everything's going to be great. No flights to miss in the morning. I'm so excited. There's over 600 people registered for this webinar. There's a lot of you I know who this is a funky time for you, so you weren't able to make it live. Hang on, let me just press one button. Here we go. 1 second, guys. Wounded, 2, worthy. All the little techie stuff, you know? We're getting there. We're getting there. Go live. Okay. Go live. Okay, I think we're good now. Beautiful. There's over 600 people registered. I know a lot of people cannot make it live. So there will be a replay, and I'm so excited for everyone to be here, get this message. I want to know, how did you hear about this event? Yeah, tell me how you heard it, like where you're from and how you heard about this event. Amazing. Lots on email list, Instagram. Beautiful. So I'm super pumped. I have my incredible alumni here with us. One member who is currently enrolled in the program. And the others are just graduated. We literally had our graduation here in San Diego on the weekend, which was a chance for us to bond, connect, cry our eyes out in the best way possible, hug, just really talk about the mission, which I'm going to be sharing on this call tonight, and talk about what we all are here to do, the fire in our hearts to serve. We celebrated that ability to just know that, wow, we have the tools and the frameworks now to be able to serve women and men all around the world. So I brought them in to share with you basically their journey of going from not really understanding if they wanted to do this work in the world, kind of, I'm not going to say flailing, but maybe trying to find their path a little bit, finding the program, moving through the program, and then being here on the other side of it. And I think for me personally, what I absolutely love is storytelling, and I love hearing stories, because I feel like when we hear someone's story and we hear the intricacies of their story and who they are, and we find the human underneath the accomplishments, we can really begin to resonate with that. We can really begin to, feel into that and feel into seeing ourselves in other people. So our intention tonight is just to really highlight these amazing women who have gone through the program and what they're doing now. I think so. I'm just going to give us all a little bit of backstory on why we're all here tonight and what we're essentially doing. When I was 18 to 23, I struggled really bad with an eating disorder. I was on diet after diet after diet after diet. If you can relate to that, say yes in the chat box. That feeling of just not knowing how to use food for health and hunger, using food as a drug, restricting food, being so disconnected from my body, so disconnected from my emotions. I just basically, the two sensations I really felt in my body were like numbness. I constantly felt numb, and I felt disconnected. I didn't feel like I had this like sense of like aliveness in my body that I feel now. or I felt anxiety. I struggled with anxiety so much. And so I grew up as a dancer and an actress. And so much of my life was spent just hating my body and being disconnected from my body. And when I quit dancing and acting, I developed a really unhealthy relationship with food. I ended up in the hospital in Australia when I was traveling there because I just wasn't giving my body the right nourishment and nutrients it needed. And little did I know that so much of that was my emotions. And I think we live in a world now where we're trying to heal emotional eating and binge eating, disordered eating with dieting oftentimes, like I would go to my doctors and say, I have this, these are my symptoms. This is what I'm doing. And they would just say, well, here's a diet, here's a meal plan, here's some sort of system to go on. And it would constantly make me worse. And with Hungry for Happiness, my mission with this work is to bring emotions back into the conversation and realize that emotions drive everything. We are emotional, energetic beings in these physical bodies, right? Say yes if that makes sense. Like we are just walking around like we're just balls of emotion, but no one ever talks about it. It's crazy. So when we think about like healing our bodies, healing our relationship to food, and healing this like beautiful body that we have to realize that there's so much that we are ignoring that is creating and manifesting the symptoms of our life. And so my whole mission with Hungry for Happiness is to reverse diet culture completely and help women find their way back home into their bodies, help women develop that amazing relationship with themselves so that we can begin to heal our relationship with food, heal our relationship with body, and truly feel powerful, alive, magnetic, energetic, amazing. And when we are constantly living in fear and struggle, and we're constantly in a fight with something outside of ourselves, or we're projecting all of our fear and we're projecting our unworthiness onto food, we are constantly controlled by it. Right in the chat box, do you ever feel controlled by food? Is that something that you struggle with? Is that something that you have struggled with, you currently struggle with? Yeah. And also ask, do you feel, if you are here tonight, do you feel this sense of like, wow, I am 100% so committed to not only healing myself through this process, but helping other people do the same. I think one of the biggest things that I hear from you guys in my direct messages on Instagram is so many people ask me, but Sam, I am not fixed yet. I'm not healed yet. I'm not there yet. What does that even mean? We are all these beautiful work in progress. We are not the function of perfection. We are human. And I think the biggest thing that holds people back is we feel like we have to be perfect to help. And that's just not true. In order to help people at the deepest level, serve people with your heart, with your soul, with your mind, with your body, with everything, you just have to be a few steps ahead of them. And through the work that we do at Hungry for Happiness, the biggest thing is we help you on your journey before we give you the tools to help others. And I think that's the biggest thing. And one of the things I'm most proud of the program is, not only are you going to graduate the program having the skill set, the tools, the frameworks, literally everything to take someone from A to B, you yourself will have the greatest transformation of your life. And I think that's the piece that a lot of people don't realize, right? They join up for the certification program. They're like, yes, I'm going to be a coach. It's going to be amazing. Sam's going to help me build this business. Everything's going to be amazing. And then what the piece they don't realize that actually is the best part is the journey that you get to go through as a soul, your evolution, your growth, who you get to become by being on this path. Yes, at the end of the certification program, you will know how to launch a business, how to take on clients, how to make money, how to quit your stupid job that you hate. Who has a stupid job that they hate? I want you to write that in the chat box. If you're like, fuck my job at State Farm Insurance, I hate it, or wherever you work, if you are here because you know you are designed for more and you just don't know how to get there, let us know in the chat box. Say like, so ready to do the work that is aligned with my soul, so ready to do the stuff that lights up my heart. Jocelyn says, I know I deserve more and I'm so ready. Stephanie says, I'm ready. Yeah, just type in the chat box. Say, I'm ready in the chat box if you know, wow, there's always something that I've wanted to do. There's always more that I've wanted to do. Oh yeah. Laura says, I'm a nurse, but I'm so ready to do something that lights me up instead of Band-Aids on bullet holes. I read that as Band-Aids on buttholes. Laura's putting Band-Aids on buttholes. I don't know what people are doing with their buttholes, but oh my God, that works too. Putting Band-Aids on buttholes. That should be like our theme song. Okay, so I think one of the biggest things during this 3 hours, by the way, I'm probably gonna have to take a lot of water breaks and probably a few pee breaks. All right, so it's really interesting. I think we are on this crazy ass amazing butthole mission. Just out of that in, see who's paying attention. To really bring people back home. And I think one of the greatest things, one of my favorite things is we're at a phase now where my job is literally partnering, linking up with leaders and helping them step deeper into their born sense of leadership and guiding them to serve and become so much more. I think I have like a really big obsession with working with people who are naturally leaders, because not everyone is, but the thing that I love is helping people find what they actually want to do, helping people step into what they want to do, inviting them into a bigger, bolder, more beautiful vision. And I feel like we are coming on year 2020, which is clear vision. And my intention is to help you see that you are designed for so much more. You were designed to serve. You are designed to step into your greatness. You were designed to not suffer. And going back to what I was sharing about the whole fraud complex, do I have to be there yet? No, you do not have to be there yet. If you have the desire and the passion, you will find the way. I can guarantee you. All of these women who are here tonight, I bet you they had a million gazillion things that I'm not even aware of that were getting in the way of them saying yes to themselves. And then as soon as they stepped in, as soon as they said yes, they were like, thank God I did. It was really beautiful to see everyone at the graduation. You know, Cheryl, who's here tonight, who when you apply and get on a call, you'll probably be speaking to her. But so many people were like, I literally do not know where I would be if I didn't take this certification. I literally do not know where I would be because the path was not headed in a productive way. The path was headed in a way where I wasn't connected to my soul and I wasn't connected to what I wanted to do. And maybe you were just getting by. Maybe you were just existing. And that place is so freaking avoidable. And that's the place that I want everyone to make a quick pivot from, because you are designed for more. Just because you are here tells me that there is something in you that is, and whether it's this program or not, you know, I don't think this particular program is for everyone. I mean, we have designed it to be the best in the market. So it is the obvious choice, of course. And I don't care. All I care about is humans waking up and humans coming into their power and choosing themselves, because the world has so many people who are just asleep at the wheel, literally, and just getting through life day by day. And that's not how we were designed by our creator, whether you want to call that universe, God, source, I don't know, monkey in the sky, I don't know, whatever, the source above. That is not how we were designed. Like, we are designed to fulfill our life's passion and our life's mission. And so much of that is just honoring ourselves and really pushing our edges of what we think is possible. You know, I think it's a fun game. You know, it's a fun game. when I first started Hungry for Happiness, like many of you in here, I had this deep, deep, deep passion. I'm like, I know I am designed for this. I know I know there's something more. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know where I'm going to get the money from. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I know that it's there. And I was living up in Vancouver at the time, serving at a restaurant. You know, I would get off work at 2 o'clock in the morning, stinking of steaks and beer. And then I would be up at 6 o'clock the next morning, coaching, working on my craft. And I was like, I know I'm designed for this. I know I'm not supposed to be at this restaurant job. And so I was making $2,500 a month and decided to invest in a coach $3,000 a month, which logically, that's crazy. That's insane. Who would do that? That's what? Logically, it doesn't make any sense. But what that did is it showed me what I was made of. I did that and I put my ass on the line and I worked and I figured it out. And in 12 months, I went from making $30,000 to $300,000 in 12 months. And I know the feeling of feeling like it's not possible, or feeling like, how am I going to get there? How this or how that? And we get so caught up in the how, that we forget that we're not in control of the how. You know, there's so many goals that I have with this company, with my life, with all sorts of things. And if I had to figure out all the steps of how I was going to do it before I took action, are you kidding me? I would still be in that restaurant serving steaks and beer, making $2,500 a month. There's no way. But when we just take action, we just put it in action, the universe goes, oh, they are trusting us. They are trusting us. And I love just not testing the universe, but I love playing with this energy of like, my fear will say, that's not possible. You don't have the money. You're not designed for that. That's not for you. And then it'll just like keep going. And I'll take action in the way that feels really good, even if I have no idea how I'm going to get there. I guarantee there's going to be people who apply tonight. You get on a call and in your brain, you're like, I don't know how I'm going to make this work. And I promise you, you will. I promise you, when you have the desire, you're designed for it. And the universe will show up for you and show you. Universe, God, source, again, I'm using that word very generally, but whatever you believe in, there's a universal force that is so beyond us. So beyond us. And if you think that you need to figure it out, drop that. You're not going to figure it out. As amazing as humans are, we have no idea what this like higher order is. Say got it in the chat box if that makes sense. Crystal said, that's where I am now. I'm caught up in the how. Drop the how. Crystal, I'm going to create a dance for everything that I'm going to teach you tonight. Cool. All right. Crystal says, I need to drop it. I want to drop it. Needy energy and wanting energy, Crystal, let's get that out of the window as well. If you need something, I need it. You know, who would like to have a friend who was really needy? Like, call me holler. No, we don't want that, right? Who would want to hang out with someone who's like, I want this. I'm exaggerating, Crystal. I'm sure you don't sound like this, but this is what I'm talking about. If we are approaching the universe like, I need, or I want, then the universe is like, no, we have to claim it. We have to be it. We have to become it. I am this. I know this. I get to figure this out. You know, I get to figure this out. Even when things suck, or even when it looks impossible, or even when it's super stressful. I get to figure this out. What we get to do every single day is rewire our conditioning, rewire this human body, because we are literally living in an illusion. There's so much fear around, and we're soaking in and we're believing this fear. Fuck the fear. It's not even real. You know, you can listen to fear if you're like about to get, hit by a car, and the fear is like, you should probably get off the street. But when it comes to following your desire, the fear has no concept of what it is that you are feeling in your body. It's just trying to keep you safe. Does that make sense? Okay. Woo! All right. There we go. Here we go. Let's do this. Okay. Right on the money. My first, I want to say contestant. My first contestant. That would be really weird. Delia Flores or Flores? How do I pronounce that?
Flores.
I just want to speak like you. I want to speak like you. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. You are a powerful woman. Holy moly, guacamole. You are just so powerful, so aligned. I can feel your heart. I've seen you move through a lot of fear. I've seen you constantly choose yourself, choose your power, step into your greatness week after week. And your commitment is inspiring. Who you are is inspiring. Thank you for being here and sharing a little bit of your story.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So my first question is, what was it in you that allowed you to say yes to yourself? Why did you choose to do this? What's the vision that you see for your world?
So I have been a health coach for 27 years, and I have had success with it, but I got stuck. And I knew how I was coaching my clients and meal plans and workout plans wasn't enough. I knew that there was something deeper. I just didn't know how to get to it. I didn't know. I would ask around, with other health coaches, and I never found the answer until through a podcast, I ran into Hungry for Happiness and you, and I was like, oh my God, this actually is a thing. Like, it exists. Like, there is somebody that is as weird as me that likes to go deeper into the feelings and into what is really holding us back. And it was really interesting for me to have those two things. One, being stuck in my business, and two, knowing that there's something deeper. And so in January, I saw your, your ads and everything that was going on for the July certification. I made the decision then. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it, but I made the decision then.
That's the best place to be in.
Yeah, I said, I'm going to do it. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And it did. So my vision, to answer your question, is to shine light on women to wake up and use their voice. That is my vision. And I came from a Mexican background where I was born and raised in LA, but very like Mexican surrounding and family. And so women's voices are not, like in many other cultures, are not, they're not acknowledged. Women are raised to graduate from high school, find a husband that supports you, and have children, be a good wife, learn how to cook, and that was it. Yeah. But I always knew there was something bigger. And so through Hungry for Happiness, I've been able to have so many breakthroughs. I mean, it's been so, I've only, 4 or 5 months in, I can't even imagine like what is next, but I've been able to go through the framework of Bitfart. Do you want me to go in through that, or?
Yeah, sure.
So I found out, I got so much clarity through, it's called the Bitfart framework. The letters are BTFAR. So B is for belief, T is for thoughts, F is for feelings, A is for actions, and AR is for results. So the deep-rooted belief that I had and why I was stuck was that I couldn't support myself successfully in abundance without my husband leading the way, because of the background that I grew up in. And I needed my husband to take us to financial stability. And so that is what kept me back. So having that belief took me into the thoughts of, I can't do it alone, I'll be broke forever. This is not my place. It's a man's place. It's not a woman's place. Having those thoughts took me to feelings of like sadness, hopeless, lots, fear. And then the actions was I didn't take action. And so I was stuck. I didn't know where to go. And the results, it was, being just stuck. And through that doing the reverse engineer of that, I was able to get to the belief that I do want to have, which is I am in the process of creating financial success and abundance on my own because I am source.
Yeah, that's so good. How does it feel in your system to know that you not only have the capability, but the tools to be able to attract that abundance? What does that feel like?
That feels, it just feels joy. It feels light. It feels freedom.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of freedom to just be able to know that I can do it on my own or with whoever I'm with, but just like I'm free. I'm a bird. I can fly.
I'm like a bird. I always fly away. Right? Who was that? Nelly Furtado. Remember her?
I don't.
Who remembers Nelly Furtado out of the panel? Right? That was like, I think I was like 11 or something. I'm not really sure. It's true. It's like this sense of like, I've got this. No matter what happens, I have this. I have myself that produces. I don't need anything else except for me. I produce the income. I produce the money. I get to do this. I am so worthy to the point where I can achieve, attract, manifest anything I want.
Yes.
Yeah. If for those people watching, if you had that ability, tell me the feeling in your body. If you knew that every single month, X amount of dollars were coming in that you just created, what would that feel like? What would that feel like? You know, I think something to realize is this coaching and what we're doing here is not, it's not a get rich quick thing, you know? And if you're here to get rich quick, it's not going to work. Yeah. That's not what we're selling. What we're selling you, or what we're teaching you rather, is how to engineer your body for abundance and for wealth. Because we're designed that way. We've just been blocking it. We've just been blocking it our whole life because we live in a world that is constantly telling us it's not enough. I'm not enough. There's never going to be enough. War, separation, blah, 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 blah. But when we hack the matrix a little bit and we get down to the truth, we realize that all we are is abundance. We get to create it. We get to be it. We get to move through it. You know, there's no amount of money that is off limits. Mm-hmm. No amount of money that is off limits. Someone says Christmas morning, baby. If I could put the feeling into a sentence, Christmas morning, there's no other feeling like Christmas morning. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but Christmas morning was a fun morning in my household. And I just constantly try and recreate the feeling of being 7 every single Christmas. Guys, wake up! Let's open presents! I love that. I love that. What do you have to say for people who are fighting with their fear right now? Because there's a lot of people who are. What kind of messages, what can you share with them to support them?
Trust the process. Completely trust the process. If you're here for a reason. Something called you to be on here. And life is unfolding in perfect timing. Like that has just, this year has been just, I've been trusting that. And just, I think of it like a Christmas present, like you unfold one thing and it's perfect. You unfold the rest and you unfold until you get to where you got to get to, and then you go to the next gift. Like everything's just unfolding perfectly. And if you're here for a reason, for something, it's a reason that a powerful reason that got you here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. There's such a beauty in letting it unfold without an agenda. And I think in a world where we are so committed to seeing the final product or seeing the end, it's sometimes hard for us to stay in the flow of just the unfolding and stay in the flow of the magic of uncertainty. For everyone listening, if you feel like you have an unhealthy relationship with uncertainty, I'll give you an example. If you're the type of person that constantly fears the unknown, constantly is trying to control situations, constantly is fearing what might happen if I take a chance, I want you to say, that's me, in the comments. Like, that's me. Annie says that used to be me. I'm excited, Annie, to dive into your story around that, because, you know, that is the cosmic joke, you know, of we have to figure it out, or we have to be in control, or you know, whatever it is, that it doesn't work like that. And the more you think that you're in control, the more the universe is going to slap the control out of your hand. How has that happened in your life when you tried to control things? What happens to your experience?
It doesn't happen like I want it to.
Yeah. Yeah.
It goes like the opposite way.
Right. Right. Because when we take action out of fear and control is rooted in fear. And when we are taking action out of fear, trying to control something, we're just going to get more of what we're doing. Someone says addicted to the struggle. Exactly. We become addicted to the struggle. We become addicted to this feeling. One of the best things that I've read recently is all struggling is a function of us just trying to avoid pain. So us trying to avoid pain. You know, when we are constantly setting up our world to avoid pain and protect ourselves, you know, we are in struggle. We are in struggle. Whereas when we can change our relationship to pain and we can go, wait a second, this is actually such a gift. This is a divine gift that I have every single day to feel this pain and to learn from it. If this pain or this fear was to give me a message, what would that message be? You know, something that I always ask myself is, what is my fear's intention? What is my fear's intention? If we were just to assume positive intention of fear, then let's ask, what is my fear's intention? Because so often when I ask that question, the answer that I'll get back is, we just want to make sure you're safe. And then I'm like, cool, I'm safe, we're good. And then fear doesn't hijack the thing that I want to do. Fear doesn't hijack the thing that I want to do. We can look at the world for what it is, not with this filter of fear. So my love, where do you see yourself in 2 years from now? Tell us the day in the life, the perfect day in the life. What are you doing? What are you creating? How much money are you making? Tell me all the things.
2 years from now, I'm making $20,000 a month.
Great.
My goal is to have 100 clients, either in a group setting, mostly in a group setting, but have 10 one-on-ones, and be able to just have freedom. Freedom is what just lights me up. Like, just thinking of freedom and flying, I'm just like, I'm there like a butterfly, like I'm just there. And so just being able to have freedom of where I'm living, freedom of where I put my kids into school, freedom of just doing what I want with my life, but also being able to impact other women and being able to leave a legacy behind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It truly is the greatest job in the world. It truly is the greatest job in the world. Cheryl and I were at the graduation on the weekend, and we just kept saying to each other, like, can you pinch me? Like, is this actually real? Is this actually real? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love that. I love that. Who do you have to be? Who do you get to be to bring that vision into the world?
First and foremost, I get to be light. I get to be love. I get to be organized.
Yeah.
And I get to give unconditional love and give myself unconditional love.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing, you guys. If I was to give you one hack right now, one hack to get anything that you ever want in your whole life, fucking love yourself. It sounds so simple, but no one does it. The more I love myself, the cooler I get. The more I achieve, the more I do, the more I attract amazing clients, the more my businesses build. If I'm an asshole to myself, guess what happens really quick? I turn into a monster. I don't want to do anything. I don't nourish myself with the foods that I know are good for my body. I don't move my body in a way that feels good. Just make that a priority amongst anything else. So often our priorities are like, let me do the thing to make me feel safe. What about just loving yourself first and allowing that to make you feel safe? So powerful. So powerful. I love it. Is there anything else, my love? Any other message, any other aha, anything else that you would like to share?
Oh my God, there's so many. I don't think we have time for all of them.
Well, we got a 3-hour workshop. Let's make it like a 12-hour workshop.
One more thing, being able to feel my pain. I suffered from anorexia when I was really, really young. And so from then on for 30 years, I've suffered from like depriving my body from food during the day, but then eating as soon as it got dark. For some reason, as soon as it got dark, I would just start chocolate. Haagen-Dazs ice cream was like in my fridge every single day with the crushed almonds. Like I just had it there. Everybody in the house knew that was mine. And so being able to feel my pain and allowing myself to actually feel it, let myself cry throughout the day has really, there's not a lot of days now that I actually binge eat when the sun sets, because I'm allowing myself to just feel. And that has been such freedom to just be myself wherever I'm at. And I think a lot of women in this journey can relate to that. And if I wanted to share that part, because I know that a lot of us can relate to it. And there is an answer. There is a different way to do things. We're not stuck, in that same thing forever. So
how has changing your relationship to pain helped you heal your inner child?
Oh, so it's really interesting. Last week I had a situation with my daughter. She's 9 years old, and I've been doing. Her dad is Afro-Costa Rican, so her hair is mixed, and it's been a while that I've had a really hard time doing her hair because it gets in knots and all this stuff. And I noticed that I was getting frustrated and angry, which is like the everyday, whenever I do her hair. And I actually allowed myself to like pause and go, okay, what's going on? And I was able to cry. And then I was able to connect to my inner child. One of the things that I was able to connect to is I always wanted my hair braided when I was little.
Wow.
And I never got it braided. So that allowed me to sit with that pain, but also being able to grab a resource, love, acknowledgement from other situations in my life that bring me happiness. For example, aerial trapeze brings me like freedom, happiness, love.
It's so cool. That's so cool.
So I grabbed that like in my head, right? I'm with the pain of like, loss or whatever it is that I'm feeling. And then I grabbed the pain of freedom, of just, I don't know, freedom and love and acknowledgement. And I'm able to sit with both and being able to also give that to my inner child and actually braid my inner child's hair in my, in my head or in meditation really allows me to love her and she feels, every time it's just, she feels loved and accepted and obviously I feel it too. So
I love that. That's so good. Write in the comments box, is inner child completely new to you or have you heard of it before? Just say brand new, little bit of experience. I'm just curious. When I first started doing inner child work, it was just so new to me. I'm like, what is this thing? Well, I don't know what's going on. Amber says, inner child and I are tight. But when we can really use the power of, this part of us, like our inner children are running the show. They're doing everything, and when we can heal them, support them, nurture them, bring them love, it changes the entire game. So, so cool. Thank you so much, my love.
Thank you.
You're such a bright light.
Thank you.
So good. Lisa, our amazing Jersey treat coming in hot. So Lisa just graduated the program. She was here in San Diego on the weekend celebrating and just reflecting on the journey. So she is now in the process of creating her business, kicking butt, serving people, and just really using this work to not only fuel her own heart and her own desire, but everyone in her life. So thank you so much for being here.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. So take us back. Take us back to the beginning. How did you find the program, and what was your inner desire to say, like, yes, this is for me, I'm doing this?
Yeah. So, a little over a year ago, it was kind of like in summertime, and I knew I was already doing like the online health and wellness fitness business also, and doing it for a couple of years, and just wasn't filling me anymore. And I knew there was something more. I knew I need to help with something more than just the meal plans and the workout plans, all that stuff. And I knew I wasn't happy within myself, and I was tired of it. And I knew there was something else, and I kind of wanted to dabble in the more life coaching types work. And I happened to find Sam. I think it was first on a podcast, and then through Angie Lee, of course, I think you took over her stories a few times, and I was like, who is this? And I need to read into it. And looked at heard you talk about this program, and I looked on the page and I read about it. I didn't even have to read like the full paragraph. I was like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And I pretty much just like, I need to apply. And like, it just felt so good to apply and just know this is exactly what I was meant for.
What's your vision? 2 years in the future.
My vision is definitely to be hitting on my way to 7 figures for sure in my business. And I want to be helping women, one-on-one coaching for sure. Monthly, I probably, of course, a smaller amount at that point. I do want to do workshops also in person, because I definitely thrive in the community aspect in person. I want to combine, like I shared with you, some of the girls at graduation, the Zumba, which I love dancing, get people in their body, more embodiment type stuff, and then eventually breath work. And then also a lot of, Annie, a lot of just like incorporating all of the stuff that we've learned from you and all the lessons. And I just really want to help empower women that they are worth it from their self, like their soul. They don't need to keep hustling and being busy and doing all the things to find their worth, to feel like they're worthy and achieve and get that praise. And that's what I've done most of my life. So I want to help women. I know how it feels, and I know how to be stuck in that. And I really want to help achieve that dream and help others definitely in the next few years.
Beautiful. I love that. Can you take us on a journey that you went on from like your basically self-acceptance journey? What was what's going on? Where's
my cat?
I didn't notice that. I was like, there's some chat boxes in the way. What's up, cat? Okay, let's get your cat to answer. What does your cat say about self-acceptance and body love?
She wants all the love. So, she wants it.
Yeah. So you guys, we just have to be like cats. We just have to be open to receiving all the love, all the acceptance, all the things. What's your journey been into self-acceptance? What does that look like? How has that changed your life? How has that felt?
It was a tough one. It was a really tough one, because I've definitely put my worth in my looks. I'm a hairdresser also, so I love to help other people feel good. And I really wanted to do that because I wanted to feel the same so much that I did it for other people instead. And when I first started doing this program, Inner Child was super new for me, and it really hit me hard. Like, I was in tears every time we talked about it and dug into it, because it really shined a light on how much I didn't love my body and how I didn't love myself. And I needed to really connect back into my soul, my true self, and that inner child that really wanted all of that.
Mm-hmm. 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 What does self-acceptance feel like in your body?
Self-acceptance for me definitely feels very warm. It feels warm, very light. And I definitely feel it all in my heart. I definitely feel it all right here. And it just expands throughout my body.
Mm-hmm. So often we are chasing feelings. We're chasing sensations outside of ourselves. So for instance, this feeling of self-love, right? I think the first time I actually felt self-love, it sort of overwhelmed me, because my perception was, I have to do something in order to feel self-love. Mm-hmm. I have to perform. I have to, achieve something. I have to, whatever it is, I have to do to feel love. And the first time I ever felt self-love without doing anything, I became so almost like addicted to it. I'm like, wait a second, I can feel this feeling through doing absolutely nothing but accepting myself, being in my body, loving my inner child, feeling into my pain, loving my fear, not letting it overwhelm me. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions of life is this whole idea that we have to do in order to feel. I want you guys to type in the chat box, what is the feeling that you're wanting to feel every single day? What is the feeling that you're wanting to feel every single day? Why do you do the things? If we look at why we do anything in life, it's to feel something. Why do we do anything? Right? Heidi says joy. Kimmy says peace. Free, freedom, happy, blissful, peace, light, free, acknowledgement, whole, joy, creativity, connection, happy, fulfilled, alignment, peace, freedom, love. All of those things exist within us without doing anything. Pick the one feeling that you want, and I want you to write in the chat box, I don't have to do shit all to feel joy. I don't have to do shit all to feel expansive. I don't have to do shit all to feel love, to feel alignment, to feel happiness. We do not have to do anything to feel. And I think I don't have to do shit all. You guys are like, Sam has great information, but she's really weird. It's true. It's true. It's true. I am kind of weird. So when we can unlock that within ourselves, and when we can understand that, I guarantee you guys, like 90% of the shit that you do in life is to feel something. In fact, like probably 100%. And a lot of times it's oftentimes a lot of the things that you're doing are like the unhealthy ways of getting to that feeling. Right? Whether it's dating a boy that you know is not good for you, whatever it is, there's unhealthy ways that you're doing that, and it's keeping you stuck and defeated and at war with yourselves. What if we figured out a way to achieve those sensations, achieve those feelings without the force and the hustle and the go? That would be fun. So Lisa, what's your message for people who are at that place where they know they're designed for more? They know they want to take this path, but they're just scared like you were.
I definitely agree with trusting the process, like Delia said, because it is a huge thing that I had to let go of. I had to surrender. I had to allow it to happen for me and allow the support to come in, because I wasn't sure 100% and I needed that support. I couldn't do it on my own. And I'm super grateful that I have an amazing support system to make it happen and make me go on this dream. But definitely, if it isn't within you, it is for you. So believe that you are here for a reason, and surrender the fact that if it is meant for you, it will happen.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Out of the thousands of clients that I've worked with, Not one person has come back and said, I took a chance on myself. I followed my dreams and I fell on my ass. It never happens. It never happens. And it's really, it boggles my mind. I'll be honest. It boggles my mind. And it's always the opposite. I took a chance on myself. I said yes. And holy shit. Now look at where I am. I'm drinking a like sort of like turmeric latte. That's why my tongue's a bit orange, if you guys are wondering. I keep like catching an image of myself. I'm like, my tongue's really orange. Anyway, does that make sense, everyone? Say yes. Yes, yes. Give me a Y-E-S. Say it out loud to yourself. That's what Tony Robbins says, right? He goes, yes. Actually, if you guys, everyone just sort of like stand up and jump around. Get your body moving, even if you're not on video. Shake it out, 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 shake it out. Oh, my boob's gonna hurt from jumping. What's up, Melly? All right, let's come back down. Let's do a little bit of breath. Let's just do 1 minute in through the nose, out through the mouth, okay? 1 minute. Who feels a little bit of vibration action? Say yes in the chat box if you feel a little bit vibrate. I feel like I'm hyperventilating. Oh my God. Vibration, vibration. All right, beautiful. Let's do it. Who's up next? Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you for sharing your journey, your love, your all the things. I'm so excited to see you soar, step into this even more so than you already have, because you've already come such a long way. I'm so proud of you. All right. Who have we got next? Oh, snap. It's Annie. What's up, girl?
What's up?
Oh, now you can hear us. Now we can hear you.
Like my shirt?
Oh my God, she's wearing the It's Time to Rise shirt. You know what's funny?
Glad shirt.
I actually was going to wear mine tonight.
Wow.
And then last minute, I decided to wear this little turtleneck situation.
It looks nice.
Oh my gosh. Oh my Annie.
Oh my Sammy.
Well. What can we say about this little treat? So,
Oh no.
Annie has one of the most ruthless visions and unwavering visions, and her dedication to what she wants to manifest, what she wants to call in, her crystal clear vision is just so clear and undeniable that it's clearly going to happen. I'm excited for her to share her story from where she was to where she is now, because that doesn't even make sense into the logical mind. And I'm so excited to see 2020 for you and beyond, because I know it's going to be magical and full of so much abundance. It's going to be full of you serving so many women, making bank, changing lives, and doing all the things. So welcome to the party.
Thank you. It's crazy how things just go like up and up and up and up and up.
The better it gets,
but then with some like, this is scary, but it still keeps going up.
It's true. It's growing pains, right? I feel it too. And I think if we don't ever have growing pains, we stop like this. The second we don't have growing pains, we stop growing, obviously, right? I feel, I get growing pains hard every single day, but I know I'm like, oh, that's data, that's feedback. I'm growing, I'm transcending, I'm moving into new layers. So why don't you take us back 2 years, if we will?
Oh gosh.
Like
2 years, a hot mess.
Let's take us back to the hot mess days. That's where I want to start.
Okay, and hot mess days. Yeah,
the hot mess express days, and then guide us to what was it that made the decision to do this program and go on this journey?
Okay. So 2 years ago, my hot mess days, I was in a toxic relationship with an alcoholic. Well, no, he was sober by then. But before that, I was in a really bad relationship with an alcoholic. My roommate situation was super, super toxic, so bad. And just living day to day, and I work from home still. Like I was starting like really growing YouTube at that point, but just staying around this toxic environment all the time. I would just like isolate in my room, super depressed. A little before that, I had, not that it matters, but I quickly gained 30 pounds just from depression and not taking care of my body and just not moving. And just, I was at a really low point in my life. But then it wasn't until I hit that rock bottom that I was like, what the heck? This is not how my life was supposed to go. I had been in bed for like 2 weeks straight, just like a stressed mess. And I was like, this is not how it was ever supposed to be. How did I get here? And I got so tired of my own crap that my friend was like, hey, I have these personal development books. Like, you want to like give them a try? And even though I hated reading back then, I was like, I will do anything to stop feeling this way. So he sent the books over. He had them sent to me on Amazon. I got them. I started reading them. And, you know, I got into all of this self-help stuff, like meditation, getting into a routine, all of that kind of stuff. And one of the books I read was called The Success Principles. And it started off, the first chapter was about personal accountability, which was a concept I didn't understand at all. I was like, wait, this is my fault? I got myself here? I thought it was everyone else's fault. I thought it was my crappy roommate situation. I thought it was my toxic relationship. I thought it was my parents. Like, I get to decide that things can change. Wow. And so I just slowly started to do what all of the self-help personal development stuff said. And I started taking action. I started with a morning routine and actually taking care of myself, going to the gym because that's what was good to move my body rather than just stay in bed depressed all day. And just slowly, little by little, things started to improve. I got into future journaling, or what do you call it? Future casting. I would do that every morning, journaling about what I wanted for my life. And back then I didn't know what I wanted. I just started out journaling how I wanted to feel. Like, I'm so grateful.
That's the money shot right there.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that I have these friends who are so caring and we have this great relationship. Like, I feel happy, I feel open, just like simple stuff like that. And like after a while, my life started turning into that because that's what I was telling myself. And I also really noticed how crappy my inner dialogue was. And I started catching myself. Like, instead of thinking, oh my gosh, you're so horrible, everybody hates you, blah, 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 I would catch myself and be like, no, that is not true. Like, and then I would, you know, reframe the thought. So that all started back then. But then fast forward to last year, I saw Samantha Skelly speak at Pay to Be Brave. And I was blown away by her. And at that point, I had no desire or no thoughts about coaching besides people saying like, oh, you've been sharing your story, you should get into coaching, like, go for it. And so like that was planted in my head from people on YouTube telling me to get into it. But I saw you at Pay to Be Brave and I loved everything about you. Like, I connected so much with everything you said. Like, I used to be a crappy waitress. I'm like, oh, me too. I did that for a year and I sucked. And I was depressed.
I was so bad.
I was so bad. I got fired.
I did too.
Yay. And that's why I connected with you. Yes. But I loved everything about you. And I still was like, I'll just follow her. I like her, so I'll just follow her. And then that was last October. And then right after Pays to Be Brave, I took like a brave leap and moved to this apartment, which was terrifying because my rent more than doubled. And that was a huge step and like a huge change. And I was like, So then my 2019 vision board, it was time to make that. And I'm like, what can I really push myself towards this year? And the thought of coaching popped up in my mind because everyone had been saying that. And I'm like, I don't know if it's something I really want to do, but I keep hearing it and it keeps popping up in my head, but it sounds terrifying. Yeah. So I'm like, fine, I'm making my vision board. And when I make my vision board, I like to go on Google Images and print out a bunch of images to go with what I want and to put on my vision board. So I'm like, I'm just going to go into Google Images and type out life coaching into Google Images. And on the first page, the first page, it says coaching with Annie. There's no other names on that page at all. It doesn't say like coaching with Diana, coaching with Samantha. It said coaching with Annie. And I was like, crap, I have to print it out. Like I have to print this out. So I did. And I was like, dang it. Like, this is a big one. Like, even then I was like, there's no way this is going to happen. Like, this is too far out of my comfort zone. Yeah. But then the freaking next day, Sam pops up on Instagram and is like, there's only 2 spots left in my program. Swipe out to get a spot. And I was like, damn it. Like another synchronicity. So the day after the coaching with Annie thing pops up, Sam pops up. So I'm like, dang it. And I swiped up, got on a call. Cheryl was on the other line.
What's up, Cheryl?
Cheryl, you did this to me.
We call her Sledge because she lays down the sledgehammer.
But she didn't like convince me to do it or anything. She was like, this is your choice. Like, I'm not going to tell you have to do it. Like, but I was like, I just moved into this apartment. My rent just doubled. And now you want me to pay like, there's all this other money on top of my rent. Like, there's no way I can make it work. How am I going to make it work? And she's like, I don't know. Like, if you want it, the opportunity is there for you. You can like think about it and we can talk later, but there are only 2 spots left and, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, I would be a fool to turn it down after everything just lined up so perfectly in that perfect timing. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but okay. And I did it. And I did the monthly payments. And even though I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen, the money showed up every single month. My income started to increase. When I did my journaling, I was journaling about my income increasing. And it wasn't with extra effort. Like, yeah, I do stuff online, so my income does fluctuate and it can go up, but I didn't put in any extra effort to make extra money. And it just like showed up. Also, I have my coaching with Annie.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
And then I did the program and I was like, what did I just do? But it turned out because here I am and my life has changed.
I love that story. It's so interesting. Like, I think one of the things that you've mastered that I want everyone to understand is like following hunches. Nothing's a freaking mistake, you guys. Nothing. There are no accidents. Yeah, Annie said too, in perfect timing. So something I say all the time is everything is happening for you in perfect timing. There's no mistakes. You being here right now, listening to this, wherever you are, whether you're watching the replay or you're here live, there's a reason why you saw that ad. There's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you have that feeling in your belly. Follow it. You don't have to know all the steps. You don't have to know how you do it. And on that thread, I will say the certification program fills up every single time. So when we say there's 2 spots left, there's literally only 2 spots left. Okay. So it's 100% going to fill this time. So if it's in your belly and you are fired up, take action. Don't give a shit about how you're going to do it because you're never going to figure that out until you do it. And that's the magic of the universe, right? It's anytime I give to charity, I get it back like 7 times more every single time. And it's like just a law of the universe. Anytime I invest in myself, like I know I'm my best ROI. I know I've made some shitty investments in my past. I've invested in a lot of social impact startups that I've lost a lot of money on, but I like believed in their dreams. But anytime I invest in myself or I give, it's guaranteed. And I never know how it's going to come back, but I always know it will. So talk to us, Annie, about your vision going forward. What do you see in the next year? What are you creating? What are you manifesting? How much money are you making? What does it all look like?
We're doing 1 year from now?
What? Let's do. Yeah, because I know you're 1 year from now. So I want you to share your 1 year from now.
1 year from now is,
actually, you know what you should do?
What?
Fireball your 1 year from now for us.
In 1 year from now, I'm living in that 1-bedroom studio loft right there. The loft is my Zen Den office. I'm so excited because I do my coaching calls up there. The girls that I coach in California, though, we meet up and like do face-to-face because that's where it's really powerful. I also do my breath work sessions up there because I'm in the Pause Breathwork Facilitator program. I mean, in 1 year, I'm graduating anyway. And I'm saving up $100,000 because I make $300,000 a year, but I'm saving up $100,000 to move to my $3 million house, 3 stories in Playa Vista. Super excited. I speak in public all the time, which is actually funny. It's something that used to scare me. I could speak to a camera, but like even on a webinar in front of people, like it scared me. But now like I feel so like empowered and excited to speak and share. And I do retreats. I host in-person retreats and masterminds, and there's just a lot of connection, and literally anything I want, I manifest. So
That's so good.
but in 2 years, I'll be doing 1 million, by the way. Just
great.
okay.
300,000 to 1 million. You can do it.
Yeah.
I don't believe in incremental. I don't believe in like incremental, like, oh, we'll do 5% more than last year. No, the universe doesn't give a shit about time. We created time. Humans created time. What do you want? Let's manifest that. You know what's funny? I was just thinking, your energy and your excitement and your boldness and your bigness is so much bigger and bolder than I've ever seen you on video. Do you guys agree, those who are in her class? It's so great. I love it.
That's because I got comfortable. When the program started, I was like, don't call on me. Don't call on me. Don't call on me.
Yeah.
And when you would call on me, I would literally be like buzzing, but I've like let that all go.
Mm-hmm.
I feel clear, and it's nice.
You've broken through it. You've broken through it. I love it. So good. So good. What can you say about just taking messy action and just putting it out into the universe what you want?
What can I say? What? Say that again?
Well, can you speak to like messy action? Like even when we don't know the next step, because you don't know how to get to 300K a year, but what's your mindset around knowing that you're going to get there?
Just decide what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Just decide, and all the manifestation stuff, decide what you want. Visualize, what does that feel like? Get in the energy of it, all of that stuff. And it works itself out. Just like when I joined this program, I didn't know how I was going to come up with the money. I had no idea. I was like, if worse comes to worse, I can get like a credit card, or I don't know, but I didn't even have to do that. It just works out when you are set on what you want, feel into it, decide, and take the messy action and just go.
Yes. So powerful. Who feels empowered by that story that Annie just said? Who feels empowered to say, yes, wow, that's crazy. Me, yes. It's crazy. Like, I'm so grateful, Annie, that you're sharing that, because it's not like you graduated 5 years ago and now all this shit's happening for you. It's happened so quickly. You know, like that story I share of like, I went from 30,000 to 300,000 in 12 months. You know, like that's crazy. That is crazy. Like to my logical mind, I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. And this is why I love bringing you guys on, because I think oftentimes my community will look at me or my story or the business and they're like, oh, but look at it's taken her so long to do that. And she's blah, 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 blah. And, you know, and like, yeah, because I didn't know the process at the beginning. I fought my way through, but I wanted to bring on these girls to show you guys how quickly this can happen, how quickly you can be in your dream position, making the money that you want to make, feeling how you want to feel, and doing what you want to do. Because do not let another year go by that you're just like, oh, I'll do it next year. I'll do it next year. I'll do it next year. Annie.
I just want to say, with that, taking a messy action, it is so important to get mentors like Sam, who have been through everything, and they have a lot of advice and guidance that they can give you. Like, I would not be doing what I'm doing right now if I would have just kept on the self-help track, you know, like get mentors. That's huge. That'll like propel you.
I can, you know, back that up as well. I'm a huge component of mentorship and coaching. Obviously, I own 2 coaching businesses, but I couldn't have done this without my mentors either. And I still have mentors. I have 4 mentors that I work with. Like, I am such a big component. I'm such a big advocate for it, because it is so powerful. Like, we can't do this on our own. We really can't. And whether it would be my deepest honor to work with you and mentor you, but even if it's not me, go find someone that you trust and you really want to do this work with, because there's nothing better than having someone in your corner holding you to the standard that they know you can. And I'm not the easiest coach. I lay it down and I give you tough love a lot, because I see a version of you that you don't see. And I need to rip through all of the behaviors and all the stories and all the identities and all the bullshit that's holding you back, so that you can rise and become that next version of yourself. You know, I could go about it in a nice, easy, soft, gentle way, but I love getting results for people really, really quickly. Linda says, Skelly's church. Yeah. Come to my church. It's great. I won't even make you eat bread and wine, okay? I'll make you eat tacos. The Skelly church. You go to the front. I used to do that. I used to go to church every single Sunday. And I always used to like take more bread than I was supposed to. I'd like grab a handful and just like shove it in there. My mom's like, you can't do that. And like the wine, they'd have wine and then juice for kids. I'd always go for the wine. I was like a church rebel, okay? Like, I'm surprised I didn't get kicked out. Yeah, Megan, we can have tacos and wine, you know? Jocelyn, you can join the church any day of the week, okay? And we do have sex before marriage at this Skelly church. And not with each other though. That'd be weird. That would be like a whole other thing. That'd be like some sort of weird cult. Cheryl, am I going overboard? Cheryl has to keep me in line. I'm almost going overboard. I haven't talked about penises yet, so I think I'm like still in the line of like what's acceptable. Once you like join my program, there's like no rules, but for people we've never met before, I gotta kind of stay in the lines. I gotta color in the lines, you know what I mean? I gotta keep it PC, PG, PC, P something. I gotta keep it P squared. I don't know. Okay. Annie, any final words of love, advice?
My final words. If you do decide you want to join the program, there's absolutely no way. If you do the work, you go through it, you graduate, there's no chance you'll regret it. It will change your life if you do the work. If you make it to the end, stick with it, even if it's hard, like work through the hard stuff, and you're going to find success and you're going to find so much fulfillment, and it's going to be amazing. So.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things is was watching your guys' graduation and just seeing how you all just became best friends.
We are.
like your class is so tight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow.
We have our group chat that we're keeping going for daily support, so it's really cool.
Yeah, like find your tribe, literally, and you will find your tribe at Hungry for Happiness. Every single woman that comes to the program has a heart to serve the world. Just that type of person in and of itself is the kind of women that you want to hang out with. I think one of the biggest things is that we hear on calls when you apply for the program is like, I just want to find my people who understand me. Is that right, Cheryl? Yeah. Yeah. Like, I just want to like feel supported and hang out with like-minded people, you know? Yeah. If you want to find your tribe and do that, like I guarantee you will find that in this program. The other thing that's different about Hungry for Happiness and other coaching certifications is we really are a family. You know, we do not treat you as a client. We treat you as family. And that's a big thing. Like our marketing strategy is just caring and loving way more than any other company on the market. And we know we're going to win all day long. And he says, I'm never leaving. Don't leave me. But it's true. It's like, I want to see my clients thrive, not just while they're in the program, but forever. Like I want us to all grow together. So even when you finish the program, we have some ongoing support for you where we meet and I support you and we help you with your business and things like that. We do not let you out into the wild to fend for yourself. And I think that's so much of how I felt during entrepreneurship in the early days. I'm like, I feel like I'm on this island by myself and there's no one around me and I don't feel supported. And what we've built in to this program is connection and community and support. And, you know, when you join, you have a mentor that you have the entire time. Like you can reach out to your mentor at any time for support. If you're going through anything, Hungry for Tacos. You have a soul sister, a sister coach that you connect with. You have the groups. You hang out with me for 90 minutes every single week for 10 months, unless I am on stage or traveling or doing something, then my right hand, this crazy cat, Cheryl, will be on there. And she's harder than I am, right? I think so. Yeah, see, everyone agrees. Everyone agrees. I like, you're like good. It's a good cop, bad cop. Wait, your voice.
I've taken over. Except that, yes, 100%, there is a sassy side of me. You all have seen it, but it's because I'm inviting, I'm expecting, and I know the pain, and I know what this work and what this actually can do, not just for you and for me. I spoke to every single one of the women that are here on the panelists, and I saw how afraid they were, how uncertain they were, and yet they were so sure about what they wanted and how they wanted to stop the struggle and make a difference. And yeah, I invite them, expect them, and I do expect it, so I'm a little sassy. But at graduation, I spoke from my heart with so much care and so much love and so much nurturing that I had little Miss Skelly in tears. So as much as I can, because I think that's the most amazing thing. If you want to be a part, I see some names here that were on my nurture call yesterday, and I was a little sassy there yesterday. But I also, if you want to join a community of amazing, connected women who just want to support each other, uplift each other, and frickin' up level so that we can have such an impact, then you're so incredibly in the right place. And your life won't be the same after 10 months. I can guarantee it. 100%.
Yeah. Why don't you tell them quickly about your little story with us?
Oh, geez. It's not on the agenda.
Okay. Do we have time? Okay. Just like briefly of like that moment that you and I had at that live event a couple years ago to where you are now.
Yeah. So heard you on a podcast, was like, who is this lady? She was speaking to, that woman who was like struggling with pain. Heard the podcast, did the 5-day food freedom journey, went, oh my God, I need to do this. Went to a live event, saw this in the flesh and went, I need to do this. Husband, I need to do this. Right. And so my husband knew my pain. And so talking to him about me growing and doing something different and addressing that and opening to that was easy in that sense. And I said, like, I just joined your certification program. I'm so excited. And I have I have 3 boys and a mortgage. And is this the right thing? Is this what I should be doing? And you're just like 100%. And I was so afraid. And now I think that I am doing retreats. I have a podcast. I have a mastermind for moms. I get to make an impact every day. My middle is like, Mom, Matthew, he has a name, but I also call him my middle.
He's so cute.
He's so cute. How many lives are you going to change today, Mom? Well, it's going to be a big day, baby. It's going to be a big day. And sometimes it's like, it's just your life, sweetheart. It's just your life. Because that's the most amazing thing. It's like the people around you actually feel it. Your children feel it. Your mom feels it. Everybody feels the shift and the change that comes right here. Yeah.
Everyone gets up leveled when you say yes to yourself. So if you're sitting there thinking like, how am I going to do this? What about me? What about my bank account? Am I going to afford it? Do it because the world needs you. It's not just about you. And when we move ourselves out of the equation over here and we go, wait a second, I get to do this so that I can serve my kids, my family, my husband, my future children. If you want to be a mom one day, do the fucking work before you have kids. It'll make your life so much easier. And if you're a mom now, holy crap, is your kid's life ever going to change once you know this? 100%. 100%. Whoo! Holy moly, guacamole. Yeah, and you get to support your family, your friends, everyone around you, and yourself. And when you support yourself and you're feeling so resourced, you're making your own money, you're supporting yourself, you're taking care of your body, you're taking care of your inner child, and all of that, you will up level in ways that you never ever thought were even possible. So, all right. We are cruising. Okay, I think I'm doing good here. I'm doing good. I'm on time. That just woke up some emotion in me. Hearing it'll make you a better mom. Yes. Yeah. I mean, our kids are constantly like looking at us for inspiration. They're looking at us every single day as an example. And if we're treating our bodies like crap, if we're treating ourselves like crap, if we have an unhealthy relationship with food. Who here had a mom that had an unhealthy relationship with food in her body? So you had one. Type it in there. Yeah. Corey says, my daughter needs to have the best version of me. Yeah. That's all I want, to be her best example. Yeah. I can remember, you know, my mom back in the day doing diets, and I was like, oh, wait, I should probably do that. You know? Beautiful, beautiful. Do the work before you have kids if you don't have kids yet. And if you have kids already, the biggest gift you can give your kids is a transformed mommy. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember all those things? Slim Fast, Weight Watchers, the cabbage soup diet, the cayenne pepper with lemon juice situation, like all of these things. Holy moly. Beautiful. All right. We have Annie. Thank you, my sweet darling. I'm excited to see you further soar in your greatness and in everything that you're doing. And we're going to have a party at that apartment once you get it. Party at Annie's Loft. It just becomes a game. When we realize and your mansion, when we realize the laws of the universe, it just becomes a game. Like, yes, I want a $3 million home, you know? Annie rolled up to my house the other day, driving a fucking Lexus. I'm like, yo, chick, okay. It's like cute little Lexus SUV. It's like, we get to have those things. We get to feel good. You know, the universe, when we are giving to the world and we are serving and we are getting paid handsomely for that, the universe just constantly wants to support us, constantly wants to give to us, constantly wants to up-level us. Okay? Pay attention to this. Do not look at your current reality. I saw some people saying like, oh, but what about the money? But what about this? But do not look at your current reality and plan your future. Do not look at your bank account and go like, oh, but I'm $30,000 in debt. I'll never get out of it. Upgrade your mindset, upgrade your wealth consciousness, because if you're trying to create wealth from a broken scarcity mindset, you're going to have a broken scarcity mindset for your whole life. If you are trying to create wealth and you have a wealthy mindset, despite what the reality looks like, which can be a little bit like, what, for so many people, you will find great success there. Great success there. Okay. So Annie says that 1 year ago, I was still in my crappy apartment with toxic roommate situation. Things can change so quickly, but we have to change. Cause and effect. So often the external world has an effect on how we feel. No, we need to change what's going on here so we can change what's going on out there. Meg said, Annie, you've truly inspired me today. Yay. That's what we do. Okay, beautiful. You know, it's really interesting. I'm so grateful for all of you supporting me today, all of these amazing humans, because I just feel like, I feel like sometimes we can hear things from other people's stories or perspectives and it lands different, you know? So this is not my mission. This is our mission, our collective mission. And it's soon going to be your mission, the people who are here wanting to do this work. And when you hear it from another perspective or another angle, it changes everything. I might say something and it doesn't land at all. Annie might say it and you're like, oh, wow, that lands completely, you know? And then some of the moms in the group, you know, we're going to hear from, well, we've heard from a few moms, but we're going to hear from more. And you might say something and it'll just shift the way that you view it. I don't have the mom perspective yet. That'll be fun one day. I'm like so curious. What my kids are going to be like. I hope they're not as nuts as me. I hope they're just like Eric, like just chill and calm. But my luck, they're going to be like nuts like me, running up the walls, you know, doing like crazy shit all the time. Corey says, Sam, you're killing me. You chased me down at PTBB and you're pulling me in again. Give me your address. I'll really pull you in. I'm kidding. That'd be so weird. Can you imagine? I just knock on your door. Hey, it's me. Corey, go do it. I chased you? What do you mean I chased you? Tell me the story. What did I do? Literally ran after you? I'm so confused. For those people who are listening right now, you're on a computer. I popped the link there. I popped the link there. Start to fill the application. Fill the application, even if your mind is like, I have no idea what is going on. If you are listening live, or you're watching this in the replay, we're giving you $3,000 off tonight. That's crazy. We never, ever do that. If you are watching tonight, fill the application form, book your call tonight, and we're giving you $3,000 off. You get to speak to this Montana, all in caps. Holy shit, I ever fucking do this if if this is on your mind. Oh my God. So if you have this fire, if you are considering this even a little bit, we're going to make it so easy for you and give you $3,000 off. And not only that, we have payment plans out of the wazoo. So there's literally no excuse not to follow your dreams. We're making this as easy as possible for you. Okay. So tonight, get it in tonight. As you're listening to me and hearing these stories, just fill the application form, book your call. You'll talk to C Sledge, talk to Cheryl over here. You'll have a conversation. Her job is literally just to extract your dream and to figure out if your dream and what you want is a perfect fit for us. And if it's not, it's not. But let's have the conversation and let's figure that out. All right, Heidi B. This joyful, delicious human came into my life about a year ago now. And you know my first impression of you, where I was like, you were the sweetest person ever. You came up at an event I was speaking at, and you handed me this book. Like, this is after like a month or maybe 2 months of being in the program. She handed me this book. Oh, I should have brought it to the graduation. And she went around to all the students and got them to write like thank you notes and love notes and handed it to me. And I was like, this woman's heart is so big and explosive that like you are going to do anything that you want, because you just are constantly serving and giving, and how you show up to the girls in the program is just ridiculous. Like, full of love, full of impact, full of service, and full of joy, which is your whole brand. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for having me. My heart is exploding right now because I'm staring. So I really wish I could see all the other faces of all the other people, because I am obsessed with just people. The best way that I can say it, I'm obsessed with people, and I'm staring at literally like the loves of my life right now. I'm so full with this sisterhood. You guys, you don't even know. Those of you who are watching, this is going to be the biggest game changer for you in your life with these women. They will become your best friends if you allow them to. And to anybody who's in the program right now or thinking about coming, I had to take radical responsibility for creating friendships. I had a great story that I just couldn't find the right girls. They just weren't there. Guess what? You get to step up and you got to find those girls. And you got to join the tribe that's going to be those girls and be in that energy. Like, you get to give that to yourself. So no amount of money. I should have paid Sam double for what I paid. And I had to get on 17 calls with Cheryl because I didn't know how I was going to pay for this. I literally, sorry, Sam, I just took over. Ask me questions.
No, go. Keep going. This is great.
Okay.
I love it. I love you.
I get so excited. I'm like, hello. So I literally didn't know how I was going to pay for this. So my little backstory, I'll try to keep it brief, but I moved out to California 6 years ago with my husband, now ex-husband. And he was the love of my life, best friend. Life was pretty roses. I felt joy. I was happiness. I was working my 9 to 5 as an event planner. And I was doing my side hustle, which was my real passion, as a personal trainer. And I was trying to build that and get a sexy body so that he would want me even more than he already did. And the reality was, you guys, is that I did not love myself. And as a result of that, and I can only admit this now because I've gone through this program, I was in the victim mode until about 3 months ago. No joke. I was like, yep, he wanted the divorce, which he did, but he wanted the divorce, all these things. But it wasn't until I joined this program that I got to take responsibility for the fact that I didn't love my body. I didn't like where I was at. I was being a personal trainer because I wanted to try to mask where I was at. And I certainly wanted to help women. I hope this is resonating with some people. Like, I certainly wanted to help so many women feel better in their bodies. But the one thing that kept coming up for me was that I was doing my personal training side hustle on the side, and I was grinding, you guys. I was working every single Friday, Saturday, Sunday, taping personal trainer videos, trying to get the online thing going. I got a Wix site and just took messy action. I was like trying so hard. And guess what? I was changing lives. I was changing lives because they told me. The 8 women that I was working with, I was changing their life, and I was charging $200 to work my ass off. And I loved those women, and I still love those women, and I know I changed their lives. But they would keep telling me at the end of every program, what's next? What's next? What am I going to do without you? What am I going to do without you? And I was like, I have to do more than this. And I was reading like Gabby Bernstein books, and I love her stuff, and I love Lori Harder stuff, and I was doing all that stuff. But I wanted to actually know how to take those girls out of the dependency model into a space where they actually got to own their lives and live a life that they were obsessed with. And now that I've done this work, there is no doubt that any woman that I get to love and embrace and hug and be a part of their lives, that they will not leave my program without feeling obsessed with their life. Because now I'm so freaking obsessed with my life. I love all these women. I have a thriving relationship. He's downstairs, and I got to share this quick, Sam. He said, wounded to worry? I don't get it. No, wounded to worthy. Wounded to worry.
Someone called it wounded to warrior yesterday, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that.
I like that too. So literally taking radical responsibility was like my biggest message tonight. Was just like, I had to own that divorce was partly my responsibility. And my lack of friendships in California weren't because California girls are mean. They're not. They're beautiful. Annie's amazing. She's one of my best friends now. And a couple of other girls, you know. My life is forever changed. I am so freaking present. It's the first time in my life. And I was coaching girls being like, we need to, okay, Sunday, meal prep, ready, set, let's all meal prep party. And like, I was driving myself crazy. I was like, I hate fucking meal prepping. I hate getting, like, I don't want to get up and do this grind. And I love moving my body. So the other thing is, this program helps you help any niche. So don't be afraid of that, because I was afraid of it for a long time. It helps you with relationship coaching, anxiety coaching, food and body, it is human coaching, you guys. It is helping humans heal to be their best selves. It is human coaching. And when you do this, you can pair it with whatever you're doing. If you're doing Beachbody and you love it, great. If you're not in fitness at all, that's great. If you're a therapist right now and you just want to shift over and add this to coaching, that's great. This program helps you do all of it, because you have to do the work on yourself. And for 3 months plus, Sam works you. You will work you. And it is the best part of the whole thing. I love you so much. Like, I'm so grateful. I hope people can feel my, like, I just want to throw confetti at all of you, because I'm just like, sign up. This will change your life. And you'll never have enough money. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Freaking hell. That is so good. There's such power and certainty into your words. And I can see 100% why you are so successful and why you are on this path and why you are attracting all these amazing things to you, is because of this passion, this certainty, this desire. Who can feel her desire to serve? She doesn't make it about her, right? She's like, yes, I am in this to serve, to support, you guys, that's what it's about. Like, you may join this program for selfish reasons, i.e. I want to make a shitload of money and have time freedom. And that's cool, because you're a part of the whole and you get to have that. But when we tap into this of like, I'm here to fucking serve and make a difference and change lives and transform. Like, did you hear her certainty when she was like, anyone who does my program, they're going to leave transformed? Like, that level of certainty. And I believe every word. I know she will. I know she can do it, because she has the heart. She has the heart for impact and service. And not only that, you can feel her embodiment. And I will say this, because I've been coaching her for so long now. You have made a massive stride from when we first met to now, Heidi. Holy girl.
You guys, I didn't talk on like any of the webinars until the last week. And then I got picked to coach in front of everyone. And I was like, shit, I should have just answered questions for the past 11 months. I was so scared. And I also want to share too, like, it's not that I'm not scared anymore. I'm still scared. I've just learned that I get to either be scared or remember that there's some girl laying on the floor hyperventilating because she just got divorced. She didn't have anything going on for her, even though she had the best family and, you know, the greatest job or whatever. And she was making 6 figures and her 9 to 5, all those things. I was suffering. And I can't, like, on my days where I get scared because I don't know how freaking technology works, how to make ClickFunnels or how to do things or how to do all those stupid things. I'm like, that girl is laying on the floor, hyperventilating and waiting for me to freaking show up. She is waiting for me to show up because she needs me. And this is the first time in my life where I know that a lot of people watching right now are probably trying to do the 9 to 5 and then some. Like, I finally decided I'm leaving. I wrote my resignation letter. I set the date, I'm going, and the fear is there, right? The fear is definitely there, but I can't stand to not serve anymore. I have to do it. I have to do it with all of my being. It's, if you guys feel like that, if you feel like I have to serve with all my being, don't ask Cheryl how much money it is, find a way because you're meant to do it. Don't ask her and don't make her call you 17 times. She doesn't deserve that. I did that to her.
But I actually want to speak to that because I think that, I mean, Sam, you alluded to it at the beginning. It's like, this is like up-leveling. This is not your typical coaching. Like, we are so intimate. We are so connected. We offer, we teach, we do practicum. It's so much. And I only saw you and I heard bits and pieces of this energy and this excitement. And so I invited you, I expected you, and I had enough vision of you that I just invited. And so then it was like, but it pulled on you. You thought about it, you leaned into it. And I allowed you to come to that place. And then every time, not 17, but every time we spoke, it was like, you were one step closer. And can you imagine if you wouldn't have?
No, I cannot. I cannot.
Yeah, that's the cool
thing. It's everything.
Yeah.
How were you able to overcome that fear of like teeter-tottering? Like, should I do it? Should I not do it? What was the final decision for you to go, I'm in?
I think honestly, I can't remember the exact moment, Sam, but I remember Cheryl just being like, what is it going to cost you? What's it going to feel like? What's it going to feel like if you're doing this life again for another year? And it wasn't that I had a sucky life, but it wasn't the life that I wanted. Like, I want this life. I want this life and next year's life and next year's life. And I didn't want to live at that life anymore. Like, I wanted to actually step up and do it. And I knew by putting the investment on the line, honestly, by putting that investment on the line, I was like, I better show up.
Yeah.
And I better make it happen. Yeah. I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah. Every single time I invest in myself, it forces me into this, like, I'm going to make this happen. It's like, I'm like, I have no other choice. I'm going to make this happen. You know?
And they won't let you fail. Like, they will not let you fail. Like, Sam shows up for you. Cheryl shows up for you. All the mentors show up for you. And all these girls, they show up for you when your mentor and Sam aren't available or they're not there, which they always are. But when you're like, I just need to talk to Annie. I just need to talk to Melody or Lisa or Tanya. Like, those girls have your back every day. And they still do. It's not over. We just graduated and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're all scared. And now it's just like, well, now what are we doing?
Yeah.
Now there's so much more.
So it's just a start.
It's so cool.
That was just your initiation phase, girl. I got plans for you. We're doing things, okay? We're gonna do things. Okay, tell us, what does a year from now look like? What are you doing? What are you making? How are you feeling? What's going on?
Oh my gosh, I have 2 things coming up for me. So definitely, I want my group coaching to just be off the charts, totally exploding. It's going to be totally exploding, super full, super packed to the max, on the wait list, 2 sessions of it, and at an AM and a PM. Session 1, session. It's a 6-month program. And then also my retreats. I want to put the down payment on the retreat center because I feel like retreats are where true transformation happens. And that connection, the connectivity, I just want all women to know that they're not alone and they have a place to land. So down payment on the retreat center and fully packed groups from going.
Heidi named her retreat center the Mermaid Mansion. And that's literally what we call my house, the Mermaid Mansion. It's because it's right
I'm
by
like,
the beach.
I stole your house's name, so I was like, I'll be number 2. I might come up with a new one.
No. You can be the original now because we're moving out of this house. We're moving into a place that we called the Peace Pocket. Because I just want to create like a place where I go in and I'm just like, oh, it's so peaceful. It's so nice. The Mermaid Mansion, it's like a little bit more busy, you know, a little bit more transient. The energy is a little bit higher up in this bitch. But yeah, Annie, exactly. But whereas the Peace Pocket, it's like we're doing Zen vibes all day long, you know?
Ooh, can we move in next to each other so that when I need to be a little peace in my pocket, I'll come over, and when you need a little more up, you can
totally.
on the trampolines.
Totally. So in. Oh, I'm so excited.
Me too.
All right, guys, I'm going to pop the link there below. If you have not seen it, hang on one second. I didn't do that right. Boom. hungryforhappiness.com/certification. Fill it out tonight. 3K off tonight. Let us know that you were here. Say, hey, I was on Win It Worthy and I get 3K off. And then let us know.
I don't know if this is legal or not, but I feel like if anybody is watching this and they just feel like, I know they're going to connect with Cheryl and the team and they're going to give them everything that they need and answer their questions. But if anybody needs anything from anybody on here, I know that we're more than willing to say like, yeah, like reach out to us. We'll tell you what's up, the real deal, if you haven't heard it already.
Yeah.
Just apply.
Put your Instagram handles there, you guys. So if you guys have questions or maybe you resonated with someone's story, go find them on Instagram. Go show them some love. And yeah, for those people who have already applied, just mention you were here to Cheryl. We will sort it out. Cool. All right. And one of my like big goals for everyone is to make your investment back before you graduate, which you can do that. So make it happen. Here's the thing. I'm not going to let you hide. I'm not going to let you fail. And I'm not going to accept the lower version of yourself at all. I have zero tolerance for that. We're going to check your lower self, the excuse making side of you at the door. And the one that's going to play in Hungry for Happiness Land is going to be your higher self, your badass version of yourself, the one that I know can do anything. And we are going to hold you to that standard every single day for 10 months and your life will change. I guarantee your life will change. And I can say that now with full confidence because I have been doing this for a long time and I've seen it happen over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. If you don't want it, don't do it. But for those of you who are here watching and you're like, I know I get to do this, I guarantee, I said this is Cheryl earlier, I'm like, I'll rip your shit apart and we'll put it back together. In the most loving way possible, right? Because here's what happened. It's like, how do I contact Cheryl? Cheryl at hungryforhappiness.com. Oh, my call's with Courtney. Okay, or Courtney. You can talk to Courtney too. Her and Cheryl work on the same team. Megan says, I know I want to do this. Fear getting in the way. Only when you let it, girl. We all have fear. I could choose to let fear get in the way. And I wouldn't have built these 2 amazing businesses and then empowered hundreds of people all around the world, thousands of people. I didn't let fear get in the way. So ask yourself, why am I letting fear get in the way? That's the craziest thing ever. When we let fear get in the way, we stop so much excitement, so much beauty, so much joy. Don't play that game. Homie don't want to play that game. Lisa, yes, fear is false evidence appearing real. It's not real. It's not real. And when you fear something and you're like, oh, I don't know. Go deeper. You know, if you're desiring it and you're also fearing it, that's normal. But don't listen to fear. Listen to the desire. Make smart choices when we're choosing to pay attention to sensations in our body. Our body is always talking to us. There's always feedback, right? So right now I have fear telling me a conversation. I have my emotions telling me a conversation. And I have my intuition telling me a conversation. I'm only going to listen to my intuition because fear is not reliable and just drives me into like a state of suffering. My emotions are unpredictable. They're up, they're down, they're sideways, they're all over the place. If you guys can relate, My boyfriend calls me Pacific because it's just like all over the place all the time, right? But underneath that is this like truth, this like very clear truth of like, yes, no. So don't ever say fear is getting in my way. You're letting it. So take responsibility. I'm letting fear get in my way and hijack my experience. Claim it. Fear is not doing it to you. You are using it to block you. Does this make sense? So move through that and do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Whose book is that? Susan Jeffers, I think. There's like this great book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I love it. Anyways, Heidi, any final thoughts? Any final shares?
Just do it.
Just
literally Nike. Nike, just do it. Just do it.
Love.
I also didn't realize that, honestly, it was just like the kick that I needed. Once I decided to believe in myself and shift and change a lot of my thought patterns, I was able to just get out of my own way. Things like I saw other people having a podcast and I was like, okay, I don't know how to do that, but there's 55 other women who do, or who have thought about it, or who are doing it. So I guess I'll just ask questions and figure it out. And I launched my podcast a couple weeks ago, right?
So great.
And then I didn't know how to do a website, and I just launched that 3 days ago.
Woo!
I don't even know what I'm doing. I just keep doing stuff.
That's it, you guys. Do you guys think I know what I'm doing every step of the way? No. I just jump and build a plan on the way down, and for some reason I'm successful because I don't work with just myself. I trust something bigger than me. It's way bigger than me. Yeah? I love it. My sweet love. Okay. Let's move on to the blue-haired beauty, Melody. What's up, girl?
Living life, feeling good.
Did you get your hair redone?
I did, just for this, actually.
Oh my God, you're looking amazing.
Thank you.
I love it. Is it like a little purple at the bottom?
It is. So there's a little bit of purple on like these little ends here.
Oh my gosh, I
And
love
the
it. Do you have to
back.
like dye it, bleach it before you do that?
Yes.
Should I do that? Should we be twins?
Yes.
Do you think I could pull off blue hair?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love it. All right. You are somebody that when you first came into the program, when Melody first came into the program, I didn't think she had a body because she was very heady. I was like, I'm not sure if you have a body. I can only see your head. And over the course of the 10 months, you have become so grounded, so integrated. Even when I talked about concepts at the beginning, I knew there was a part of you that was like, this is nuts. This is bullshit. I don't know about this.
Yeah.
But you kept moving through and you kept trusting, you kept feeling into it. And who you are today is just this completely different version from when I first interacted with you. So it's so beautiful to see and to witness. And when you coached on the webinar a couple weeks ago, it was just amazing to see your skill set and your confidence come through. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us, what was it? What was the fire in your belly to say yes, to join, to be in this program and to pursue this path?
Okay, so my story is I actually reached out in 2017. It was the tail end of 2017 when I found out about this program. And at that time, I was completing my health coach certification. So I get on the call, and I thought about it for a really long time, but I just didn't have the funds yet. And I told myself, okay, in a year or less, if I'm still thinking about this, I will revisit. The entirety of that year, I thought about this program. And so I was like, oh, this means something. So then I sent an email. Cheryl responded within like a couple minutes, I think, or I don't know. It felt really fast. And we got on a call. I was still hesitant, but you just have that feeling, you know? And I was telling myself, these feelings don't come for everything. And if I felt this for a year, what am I doing not signing up? So I did the thing, and no regrets whatsoever. It has radically, radically, radically changed my life, changed the way I feel about myself, changed the way I interact with people. And it just like opened my heart up to have more capacity for love for others too. Because without being able to love myself, I just was not even able to give that love out.
And what does that feel like, that exchange, that give and receive feel like?
You know, it's kind of hard to explain. It almost literally feels like my chest is like expanding. And so I told this to a friend yesterday. I feel like I haven't allowed myself to feel in so long that now that I am feeling, I have no idea how to describe it. Because it's just like, I don't know, but there's something there. Yeah.
When we wake up the body to feeling and we realize there's something bigger than just fear and anxiety and numbness, it kind of feels a little bit like, wait a second, what's going on? Like Heidi said, wide open, more space. It feels spacious. It feels calming because we're not in our heads. Anxiety is just an indication that we are not in our body. So I want you to, did you get your I help statement down?
Sam, I changed it. And
Okay,
all these girls know about it too.
What's your I help statement?
Okay, so it dropped in yesterday and then I changed it again this morning because I help sorority women heal their relationship with food and body.
Yes, specific. It's like, now I know 100%. Yes, that's so much better. That's so much better than everything that you were trying to do before because you were really confusing.
I know.
This is way better. Congratulations, Corey. Congratulations, Crystal. Yeah, you guys filled out your apps. Amazing. Yeah, let us know. Fill it out. Let us know so we can celebrate you. So your big passion is reconnecting people back into their bodies, helping people experience more body love. So can you take us back to when that wasn't a case for you, when you did not feel that?
Yeah, and so the reason I want to specifically help sorority women is because that's when it all started for me. It was
an emotional connection there.
Oh, it's just, I have I can't explain it. I have weird feelings in my body right now. In college, I moved out of state to go to college, and I was so alone, but so I'm such a hustler that I was like, I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna find my people, make all these friends, blah blah blah. But it didn't happen, and so I felt alone. I felt like a failure because I didn't know how to make friends, and just all of that low self-esteem stuff just really really amplified. And I was also away from my family and anything else that was at all familiar to me. And it was during that time that I just needed something to cope with. So I went to nutrition and food, and I started off reading I would go on our school's dorm food menu site thing and read every single ingredient that was listed in all of that packaged food that we get. And from there, it kind of just went deeper and deeper. And I thought, maybe my passion is in nutrition, but then I learned that all that was doing is making my head much more concerned about what I was eating and micromanaging my own food and my own body. And this went on for a bit. A couple years out of college, I hit my rock bottom. So one of my friends was getting married and I was a bridesmaid. And this wedding was in Hawaii with a couple of the girls I knew from college, and I hadn't seen them in so long, and the first thought I had was I have to diet to look good. And so I signed up for this boot camp. I got a nutritionist. I did all the things, and I ended up literally on the floor of my apartment just crying one morning because I craved a banana so bad, but I wouldn't let myself have it. And I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Wow. Yeah. Holy, what was that moment of the fear of eating? Talk to us more about the fear of consuming food.
Yeah, so as we all know, it wasn't about the food, right? But it was just thinking that, you know, this banana wasn't part of the meal plan I was given. And logically, I know, you know, it's a fruit, it's not bad for you. But then you also read the other things, like there's all this sugar, blah, 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 fruit is bad. And I just I had all this conflicting messages. All my body wanted was a banana. And I was like, why can't I eat the way I used to eat? That's what I kept thinking. Why can't I eat the way I ate, like as a kid, or even in high school, when if I'm hungry, I would just reach for something that made me feel good. And it was far too much.
What has the journey back into your body felt like, that feeling of self-acceptance, body acceptance?
Oh man. The word that comes to mind is grounded. I feel settled. I feel peaceful. Like it just doesn't matter anymore, because I'm so much more than this, you know.
So much more than that blue hair.
So much more than the blue hair. The blue hair is fun, but it doesn't define me.
I think it's amazing. And you're right.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's so much more. Where do you feel self-love in your body?
It's a lot in my heart space. And lately it has been trickling down into my belly, which is really awesome, because this is where I used to feel all my anxiety and all of that. Right. But I can literally feel that my chest is expanding, because it's allowing more.
What have you done? Well, let me ask you this. Can you speak to the women who are watching this, who still feel like they have body dysmorphia, body image issues? They don't accept their body. They don't like their body, but they still want to do this work. Can you speak to those women?
You have to do it. How would I even explain this? So the work that this program takes us through is so much more than you can ever even imagine. You're diving into the parts of yourself that you haven't even dared to look before. You might have not even known it existed. And by tapping into those areas and shining the light in those dark crevices of your body, it's like everything comes to the surface, and it's painful in that moment because everything is coming to the surface. But when you really allow yourself to just settle into it, you'll just know, and you'll feel that you are so much more than this physical skin.
This physical meat suit.
Yeah, this.
Right? This crazy
that's
little
gross.
meat suit. We're so much more than it. And when we stop putting pressure on it and berating ourselves and hating our bodies land in the weight that they just want to be in, you know? When we can use food for health and hunger, and we nourish our bodies in a way that feels good, we move our bodies in a way that feels good, our bodies get down to a weight that they want to be at, not what we decide they should be at. You know?
When you really feel into what your body wants, the movement, the eating, all that comes just so naturally, because you're going to go for the things that nourish and make you feel good. You no longer have to study everything you eat or look at the best workout to grow your butt or, any of that. It's just, you move in a way that makes you feel good. You eat in a way that makes you feel good.
That was one of the biggest things for me when I was overcoming my eating disorder is the more self-love I had, the more I was so curious. I'm like, I just want to nourish this amazing body with incredible food. I just want to move it in a way that feels so good, not get into the gym and just kill myself, but just move my body in a way that feels nourishing. I want to touch my body. I was so avoidant with my body for so long. I wouldn't look in mirrors. I hid away. I didn't want to see what was going on. And when I started to come back home to myself, I was so curious, what is this body that I've been hating on? I felt so fascinated, just feeling my stomach and feeling my arms. I'm like, oh my God, this thing has been here this whole time. I've been so disconnected and so just disgusted with it. And it's been here this whole time, helping me on this journey. How did I treat it like shit for so long? I think it's to your point, you know, it's like we begin to like get rid of like the nutrition and all of that. And all we get to do is like feel into what feels good and what doesn't feel good.
Yeah, and that was huge for me too. So in like the depths of all of this, I never let myself see myself naked. I'd get out of the shower, put a towel on, like put my clothes on right away. And now I just love walking around nude.
It's different, right? She's like, yeah. Yeah. Can we fall back in love with ourselves? You know, despite what it looks like. And I always thought like I had to be this weight for me to love myself. I had to be that, you know, and it's like, I was the same size I am now, you know, when I was going through my eating disorder, and I thought I was absolutely massive. Like I struggled with body dysmorphia so bad that I was this size, and I'm like, I'm definitely obese. Like that's how twisted my mind was into thinking. Like I would look in the mirror and just go like, oh, that's not acceptable. Like I didn't think my body was acceptable to have love, you know? And what I realized is like, I didn't have to change my body at all to love it. And that's the thing that that was the connection that I kept saying. I have to be a certain way to feel loved. For me to love my body, for me to accept my body, I must be at this weight. And that's the biggest illusion. Who in here now, if you've struggled with body image issues, say yes. Or if you are still experiencing body image issues, say yes. You know, and I think it's constantly a journey. It's constantly a journey. And again, we do not have to be at this place where we feel like, okay, I'm fixed now for me to serve. And the best thing about this work, the best thing about saying yes to yourself and coaching and helping women is you help yourself while you're helping women. That is the most incredible, like what other job is there in the world that we can do that? I get to wake up every single day and serve women. And because I do that, I am serving myself every single day in the most beautiful ways. What's your vision look like? What's your future look like?
Mm-hmm. So I want to hold group coaching for sorority women. And there's a couple ways I want to do this, but another thing, really big thing I want to do is start going to all of these schools and speaking at their sorority events, that sort of thing, speaking at just any sort of organization, female organization, because if you went to school in the US and had Greek life at your school, you know how toxic that kind of environment could be. And a lot of women do that because they want that real connection. But in that age, especially if you don't really know how to manage your own thoughts and your feelings, there's a lot of competition going around, and we don't need any more of that, right? We need true connection, and I want to facilitate these environments so that it changes, everything for the next generation that comes in.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I want to tour schools.
I love that.
Yeah.
There's so much work to be done. So much work to be done. You guys, like, we need you to step up and do this. Were you going to say something, Cheryl? She leaned in for an intimate moment.
Oh no, I was just saying completely. I mean, I was talking to some of the women that have already committed to January, and we're having connection calls before it even starts. So you secure your spot today, tomorrow. That means it starts right now. We don't wait till January. That's not the way we work. And it's all about, I invited every single woman to, when they see somebody on Instagram, they see somebody that inspires them or triggers them. Triggers are just the excitement of that we see something in someone else that we in fact don't have ourselves. So what would happen if we noticed that, felt that, the discomfort and feeling uncomfortable, and said, hey, Melody, this is what I really see in you. And I wish I had more of that, and uplift them. If we have more of that in this world, the world's going to be a different place. So you saying that is just like, it melts my heart. I totally and completely see all parts of you. I adore you. That's all.
Yeah. You're amazing.
Getting less sludgy and less sass and more.
Maybe when you're being soft, we can call you like a sludge.
And then sludge.
Just like a little sludgy. Yeah. But then when you're being hard, we can call you sledge.
Yeah. That's okay. I could do that.
I love it. I love it. Melody, what's your message for the woman who is in here tonight who knows she has this ability to serve and has a desire?
Yeah. If you guys are on the fence, just leap over it. What was Cheryl saying to us this past weekend? There's a ditch,
Jump
right?
over the fucking ditch.
Jump over it.
Jump.
I waited
Just jump.
for
It's
you
not
guys.
a line. It's not a line.
Not a
It's like,
line, right.
jump. That's what I said, or something
I
like
waited a year, and while I'm glad I did it when I did, because I met these beautiful ladies and I love them so much, I don't know why I waited a year.
Yeah.
This program completely changed everything. I am feeling feelings I've never felt before. I have support that I've never had before, and I have so much more purpose. My desire to serve has been amplified.
So
the
good.
feelings aren't coming out right because this is also, the feelings are new.
She's like, I'm trying to put words to this emotion that you're doing an amazing job. You're doing an amazing job. I can remember when I first came back into my body and started to like feel these feelings that you're talking about. It was very hard. I'm like, what is this sensation? What is this excitement? What is this thing? This is so crazy. And sometimes it's hard to put words to it. It's just a feeling, but we can feel your energy and we can feel that frequency.
I'm glad. I'm sending it through.
So good. Megan says, I said I was going to wait until next year. And if I was still strong in my heart, I would do it next year. So resonate. Yeah. Megan, get in there now.
Just do it now. There is absolutely
knock on
no
your
point.
door. I'm just kidding.
This certification program is guaranteed to change the way you see things. I can't even see a way that it wouldn't. There's no chance.
No chance. That's pretty solid. It's true. It's true. Yeah, Megan just applied. Amazing. All righty. Thank you, my sweet love. That was such a beautiful share. And I know that resonated with so many people. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The last queen we have of the night. What's up, the amazing Tanya? Welcome, 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 welcome.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. So lovely to see your beautiful faces again.
I feel so excited for you and where you're going. I have seen you step over fear time and time and time again and say yes to yourself. You have such an incredible vision of where you're going. You have such an incredible vision of what you want to create, who you want to be, and what you want to step into. And I can't wait to be a witness to all of that. But for the purpose of this conversation, let's go back and share with everyone your desire. What was it in you for you to go, yes, I am doing this. This has to be a thing for me.
You know, it's funny because I didn't even know that this work existed. You know, I mean, maybe I was just in a bubble, but I was listening to a podcast and I heard you and I was like, holy shit, I think that's what I need to do. And it was literally, I think it was 2 weeks before the certification program started in January. So it was like a split-second decision. And it has literally like changed every aspect of my life. I am so grateful that I conquered that fear, that I was terrified and I did it anyway, which is, you know, my big lesson in life these days is, yeah, I'm going to be scared, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. And I did, and I'm here, and it's incredible. What an incredible journey this has been. Right?
Yes. You know, I always think to myself, like, can my heart get like I feel like one day my heart's just going to explode out of my chest, you know? Like, what I get to feel on a regular basis. Was that?
But it sounds dangerous.
It does sound, yeah.
I feel you.
Like, why is Sam not on the webinar? Her heart literally exploded out of her chest. You know what? If I'm going to go in any way, that'd be like the best way to go. Like, yeah, she died because her heart was exploded because she was so happy. That would be very on brand for me. I would love it. But it's so beautiful to, you know, just witness you in your evolution, your expansion, witness you in your greatness, witness you stepping through fear. What do you feel is What do you feel like the universe is calling you forth into next?
100%, without a doubt, I know that I'm meant to help moms. Like, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Because I literally, this certification program was the first time I ever invested in myself.
Mm-hmm.
I had a baby when I was 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had babies since. I had a baby when I was 24, and then I have a 3-year-old as well. And all I've ever done my entire life is take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent my entire life dedicating every piece of me to someone else. And this certification came around, and my initial instinct was to run, because I didn't want to spend the time. I didn't want to spend the money. I didn't want to give a piece of myself to anything else, but I didn't. I made the choice to take care of me for a change. And I am so freaking lit up at the idea of helping other moms recognize that they can do that too. You can have it all. You know, you get to be an amazing mom and do what lights you up. Follow your passion and still be at home and do the things with your family. You get to freaking have it all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the most important conversations we can be having as women is we do not live in a this or that world. We don't live in a this or that mentality. We get to live in a both and. You know, I'm always creating those narratives in my head of like, all right, if I was to have this amazing business and it was to do exactly what I wanted it to do, and I was to have freedom and love, what would that look like? If I was to be if I was to have an amazing relationship of my dreams and everything felt so good about that, and be an amazing mom. I'm not a mom yet. What would that look like? So what did you have to fundamentally decide in you to give to yourself? Because for someone who's been giving to others their entire life, self-sacrificing for your entire life, it takes a courageous, bold decision to go, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to start saying yes to myself and start inviting myself into this conversation of serving myself. What was that decision?
You know, I think that really it was the first time that I actually listened to my intuition when it came to doing something for myself. You know, the voice was so freaking strong. It was like, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. And there was so much fear. But for once in my life, I decided that I was going to look past the fear. And I was going to look past, you know, the struggles that I was having in my mind that were keeping me held back. And I just decided to do it. It was just like, I just had to do it. It was time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who do you think you've become as a mom now that you've gone through this?
I am, in every aspect of my life, a much better human being. Like, ask my family. They like me more. I promise.
They like me more.
They like me more these days. You know, I thought that by doing this, I was going to be taking away from them to give time to myself. And it turns out that when I gave time to myself and I filled up my cup and I focused on doing things that made me feel fulfilled, I became a much more well-rounded, present mom. I'm so much more engaged with my children now. I know how to work with them on so many deeper levels now. It's just, I'm a much better mom now, without a doubt.
What do you feel like is the biggest pain points for moms now?
In general, or?
In general.
Yeah, you know, it really feels like, I think we have the misconception that once you have children, that's all you can do. I mean, generally speaking, I don't know if this is the case for everyone. I know that I certainly felt this way, and I know a lot of other moms that do. You feel like once you have kids, that's kind of as far as you're going to go forward. You know, it's like, and it's an incredible thing. So, you know, you put all of this pressure on yourself to have this amazing life and have the children and do the family thing. And it's beautiful and fantastic. And then you're like, but wait, was there supposed to be more too? You know, so I think so many of us feel like once we've reached this, we're supposed to just be happy and satisfied with where we are. We're not allowed to hope and dream and push ourselves forward for more.
What's the big message that you would say to moms to break that historical pattern?
That you get to do it all. You get to have it all. You get to feel it all and be it all. And it not only will it make you a better person individually, but you will be a better mom. You will be a better wife. You will show up for all the people in your life better. Take a chance on yourself, invest in yourself. You will be so happy you did.
What's your vision where are you let's take it out 2 years. Where are you 2 years from now? Tell us where you're at, where you're living, what you're doing, what you're making, do all the things.
All right, 2 years. So I'm launching my mom's group in January. So that's going to be flourishing. I'm so excited to support moms on a really deep level. I'm doing my one-on-one coaching. I'm doing retreats and workshops, doing events. In 2 years, I should have made $1 million by then. Yeah. And we're going to have a house on the beach, which is going to be amazing. Lots of travel with the kids, lots of really quality family time, because I can do that. You know, I get to have balance in my life, and it's amazing.
I love that. I love that. What's your message for the woman on tonight who's like, I just need an extra push? What is your final message for her?
If you have a desire in your heart to do something more in this world, if you have a feeling that you were meant and called to do something bigger and deeper than what you're doing now, take a chance on yourself and freaking do it. Do it.
I love it.
So happy.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, my love. Thank you for sharing your love, your light, your vision. Beautiful, beautiful. Cheryl, do you have any words to wrap up? Most of you guys, when you apply, you will be talking to this little firehouse, the sledge.
Yeah, you know what? I think that there's two things that are the key components. Like every woman has a desire. They've all struggled. So often I will ask, who do you want to serve? And it is a younger or current version of themselves. I mean, Melody, you could see the shift in her emotion when she spoke about sorority women, because that's when it all started, right? So we identify, we can connect to that part of us that was in so much pain. And so I think two things. It's like, do you want to continue on the trajectory of the path that you're going on right now, or do you want to shift and change and transform? And do you want to join this uplifting community? So I think that's one thing. And given the fact that I am a mom and have a husband, I know for me, it's like, well, what happens when I have to speak to my husband about this? And it's not like we need to get permission from our significant others, right? Whether that be your partner or your husband, whoever you create a home with. But it's like, do they know what your struggle is, and what is their knowledge of what your pain is? And if that's something that you've kept to yourself for so long, it doesn't have to be that way. So I open up that conversation to be able to feel about what that looks like. If you were to say yes to yourself, what could that look like? What could that feel like? What life can you live? And when we were at Pace to Be Brave, a big theme was time is limited, right? Yeah. I'm a little bit sassy because I could probably be all your moms, right? I'm going to turn 47 in 2020, and I'm telling you, time. Oh, I dropped my lip balm. My time is limited. And I don't say that because of anything other than it's true. Yeah. So if you've spent months, decades in the struggle with pain and food and your body and wanting something more and desiring something more and never really doing it, now is the time. Now is the time to be able to connect to that. And now's the time that I invite you to take a stand for yourself. Right. And so that's like the sledgehammer part of me. And I invite you to do that. And it really truly is an invitation to be able to change your life. So know that you're not alone, 100% not alone.
100%. When you say yes to this program, you are not only saying yes to a new career where you get to make whatever amount of money you desire, but you get to be in a environment, in a community that'll only raise you up. And I think, I don't know about you, but there's not many communities that have that ability to come together to constantly invite the best version of you possible every single day of your life. And you can't get that anywhere else. Like the amount of support and connection that we deliver, the amount of guidance that we provide, let that alone make your decision. Let that alone make your decision, because when you are linking arms with women who are on the same path as you, raising you up, there's such power in human connection. And we've lost the art of sisterhood, really. Like if we look at it, we used to do this all the time, hang out in tribes and help each other, raise each other's babies. And now we kind of like do everything that on our own and like just look at each other on social media. No, that's not how we're designed. There's a reason why this is only women is because we need to come back to these roots, or we need to come back to this place of we need to support each other. All humans, women, men, however you identify, we need to come back and we need to support each other. We need to link arms together and we need to be with each other. No more separation, no more splitting up. We need each other to thrive, to grow, right? What's that saying? A rising tide lifts all boats, right? I think that's the saying. When we do that, we get to rise up all together. We get to be in that energy. Do not allow yourself to be on the island by yourself, hoping for the best. Do not allow that. Build your tribe. And if you can't, this tribe is already built for you. So just pop yourself in here. We'll take care of it. But there's such power in connection. There's such power in community. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. So much for being here. I love you. This has been such a treat. Thank you for showing up, sharing your love, sharing your heart, sharing your stories, your breakthroughs, your ahas. Thank you for being here and taking a stand for what it means to say yes to yourself, because there's such a power in that. And it's not a common thing right now. Women are a lot of times we're putting ourselves last. No, say yes to yourself, step up, grow to the ability, grow to the level that you know is possible. And it's just so cool to just see this transition of like, I never used to say yes to myself. I never invested into myself. And look where I am now by saying yes to me. So I invite every single person on this call, if you feel the fire in your belly and you're like, I know I get to do this. I know I want to do this. Go fill out the application form, hop on a call with one of us. If you apply tonight, I will pop the little thing down. If you apply tonight, you will get $3,000 off. Talk to Cheryl. We'll make it happen for you. Even if you're listening going, there's no way. I guarantee there is a way. So fill the application form and get in there, because hang on. There you go. Thank you, Cheryl. Fill the application form. Tell us your story. Tell us your vision. Tell us where you came from. It is time that you say yes to yourself. It is time that we check fear at the door. We leave behind our old stories of why we can't do that. And we invite in a new story of creativity and possibility, and allow yourself to just play in the experience of like, what if. Listen to your intuition, not your fear. Okay. That's the only thing. Listen to your intuition, not your fear. Your fear will always say, you can't do this. This isn't possible. I don't think we should do this. Your fear will always try and hijack any conversation. Do not go there. Listen to that deeper calling, that deeper intuitive yes, and you will always find your way. I love you guys so much. Thank you to everyone who is here tonight sharing their love and stories. Thank you to everyone who is here live on Facebook and here live in the call. And thank you to everyone who is watching the replay. I appreciate you guys. I love you. It'd be my deepest honor to mentor you and support you on this path. You can head to hungryforhappiness.com/certification, fill out the application, book a call, and we will see you in class in January. I love you. All right, guys. Bye. See you later.